Dale Sheeran. It's May 24th, 1997. I just discovered my balcony has been tampered with and the tank gauge is full of oil. Water, I should say. Underneath of it in the front is a broken beer bottle, which was not there before. I'll try and zoom in on it. Right there. Just took out that 5-gallon pail right there was plumb full. More than half of it was water. Legally, I'm walking with the camera. I'm away from the generator now. You can probably hear me better. I'll say it again. It's May 24th, 1997, about 4:30 in the afternoon. I'll zoom in on some of this stuff here. Hi. Hi, it's me again. It's 9 o'clock in the evening on the 24th of May. I'm just kind of practicing with this camcorder. I've worked all day picking up stuff in the yard and doing a little bit of everything. I noticed the people next door, the Spanish people, their kids are throwing stuff all over my property. It's all over in there. I'm standing in front of my house at 812 South 10th Street. Excuse me. There. That's better. It looks much better through the viewfinder at night. Let's get that building over there. It's about 6 blocks away. See what the zoom can do on it. Wow, what a zoom. That's amazing. high berm with some of my belongings that we lost. Try to zoom out here. What a zoom. This is from the street. Amazing. Okay, goodbye. It's May 25th, 1997. I'm at 812 South 10th Street, my home. It's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just getting ready to go for a while. Some of our stuff I've been taping almost every day. A little jiggly where I'm walking. track of my things. We've had a lot of stealing going on. And I pretty much know who it is. Okay, I'm just about ready to leave here and get that kid of mine. Wow. Look at them front teeth. Look at that. Look what he found today. Alrighty. Goodbye, camcorder. Hi, 27th of there we got him. I didn't get, I'm jiggling too much here. Sorry about the jiggle.
Look at these guys, blue.
There they are. Did I ever get a close-up of them, but it's real jiggly what I was taking there.
They might be coming again.
Yeah.
What are they called?
I don't know who they were. I thought they were the Blue Angels at first, but I think these are propeller-driven planes and not jets.
The blue stuff coming out of them. I hear them.
I hear them again.
I think we need to fly down here.
This is what South 10th Street looks like, right in front of my house.
I hear them. I'll hop on my bike. Maybe. Here, racquetball.
It's my landlord's house.
On the ball.
Carter Pesa. He lives in the basement right there. And here's my house. You can see how close they are together.
We will cut that big.
Yeah, I'm back. I'm still in front of my house at 812 South 10th Street. I'm going to attempt to bring in this big building at least a half mile away on University Avenue with this 32 power zoom, so let's give it a try. I'm seeing it. Now I can, if there was somebody standing in the windows there, I could probably tell you who they were if I knew them. This is amazing.
Look there.
I can see cars driving by on University Avenue, right by Dave Grossman's laundromat.
I can see that too.
Alright, I'm going to back it up.
Oh, buddy.
Look at the license number on that car. Wow.
Can't see that. See the license on the car?
Mm-hmm.
Let me go.
It's the 27th of May right now, about 5 in the afternoon. The crew is on its way here to pick up all the junk. Too fast for you here. Hey there, Toothless. Open your mouth, I'll get your tonsils.
I don't like tonsils.
Huh? Don't be wiggling around. Oh, open your mouth. Huh? Let's keep them rattling.
I vomit. He's like...
A little jiggly today. You did.
Do you put it over my lap?
Probably not. was used to be a good stereo. Underneath here is kitchen table, and underneath here is one of our end tables that the flood wrecked, and here's one of our boom boxes and CD player. Totally destroyed. JVC. Destroyed, brand new Die Hard. Two of our bikes destroyed. Bicycle built for two. And my good mountain bike. Lawnmower destroyed. Rose up, solid, stuck. Pioneer in here somewhere too. That's a Clarion. Here's where the house is built in at. My light I installed. Two more of our bikes that were in the flood. Our barbecue that was in the flood. Our new snowblower that was completely in the water, submerged. We have 2 air conditioners underneath here, and a 5-horse Briggs & Stratton engine, and a toolbox. That was totally ruined from the flood. Station wagon, plumb full of water, engine, new roll of carpet, totally shot from the flood. This is some of the stuff that floated in here from the flood. Two barrels full of debris that I picked up off the yard. One of my chairs over there. Underneath this hood is a like new 289 cubic inch engine with C4 transmission, completely shot. All the stuff here was in the flood. There's the Falcon. That was the engine was plumb full of water. The floorboards are soaked, wiring system was soaking wet, ignition. Falcon took quite a beating. Going in my back door. Through that door is my kitchen. Immediately when you come in the back door, see a set of steps that go straight down to the basement. This clothes closet was completely underwater. We had a lot of our nice clothes in there and a lot of our winter gear. It's kind of a disaster right here. Alright, I'll go down the steps here. It's a mess. Like I said, it's 27th of May, day after Memorial Day. Every bit of work that's been done here, I've done it entirely by myself. The landlord, Carter Pesa, has done zero, nothing. Refuses, doesn't care enough. That's all I want to say about him for now. I hope to hell I never hear his name again in my life. Here's what used to be a picnic table. A pool table. I'm going to turn the light on here, probably see better. This is my file cabinet where I kept all my important papers and things of that nature. Very important papers, documents. I had 4 of these cabinets, and they're all shut, as you can see. Here's the so-called wiring that I've had to put up with that Carter refused to fix. Kind of tucked it away when I got inspected last September, October, in there somewhere. Here's the furnace, what leaked gas all winter long, and he refused to repair it. Because of that, we had a real high heat bills, and I'd have to keep a window open so we wouldn't get the fumes. Mr. Carter Pesa told me, in so many words, call Quad County. They'll fix it. I'm not touching it, Dale. Same thing goes for our hot water heater. That cost us probably $50 a month to run because it's stuck on high, and he refused to do anything about that. Me and my son burnt our hands on with the hot water several times. Extremely rare old Ford master cylinders that are completely ruined. Here was James's fun room. It's where he had his TV, VCR, all his tapes, all of his toys, his hide-a-bed. Lamp, end tables, new paneling that I'd bought to put in James's room here. Here's the disgusting fuse box that was totally underwater. We went through about 1 fuse a day. In fact, the fuses were so hot I could hear them sizzling every time I'd look at them. Once again, Carter refused to do anything about the wiring. It's horrible, the wiring what's been done in here. A lot of my son's toys here. Behind this couch, it's full of toys. I'm not going to be calling back to, I should say, hide-a-bed. I was only a couple years old. That hide-a-bed. There was my new dehumidifier. Used it, I think, 3 or 4 times. And here's my son's track, what we worked so hard for and totally destroyed. This is what's left of a lot of tools I had down here. This table and bench, I should say, was floating in the water. Tipped over. I put it back up against the wall for now. used to be a 50s and 60s department down here, and pool table and fancy lighting. Some more of our important papers. Old-fashioned lights that I put up on each post. There's our wall rack for our pool sticks and cues and balls, chalk, whatever. Some more fancy wiring done down here. Much of this was like this before the flood. This is a hot water heater. This is just like it was right there before the flood. And here we are again, no power. Thanks to my landlord. More of our papers, photographs and pictures. I've took a lot out of here. Here's where I kept most of my power tools. They're all shot. Oops, losing my battery. Catch you later. It's me again. It's May 30th, 1997. I'm continuing to take things out of the basement and yard. I'm on my third pile altogether. Second pile out in the burn, and first one out in the garbage in the alley. This carpeting was in the basement. There's still quite a bit left. I'm doing all I can do to get it out of there. My fibromyalgia is acting up a lot. Here's a JVC boombox and CD player. Some of my son's tapes. Battery charger. picked up about 100 nails out of my driveway today, and a couple days ago I had beer bottles put underneath the tires of my car up in the driveway. I've saved all the nails and the glass bottles that broke when I backed up. That's me again. It's May 30th, 1997. I'm in front of my home at 812 South 10th Street. I'm sweating like a pig. I've been at this, except for about 3 hours of sleep last night. I've been at this at least 24 hours non-stop here again. I'm completely exhausted. I know, and you know, I shouldn't be the one having to do this. It's going to be a little jiggly now. I'm going to walk toward the back of my home here. I'll get my address here first. 812 South 10th. Jiggle time. In the background, the noise that you're hearing is my generator, which I was forced to buy because of my landlord. This is the back door, and some of the stuff I've been taking out last night, yesterday, today, and many days before that. Once again, there's where my house was built into when I was gone. This is my light here, which I installed also. Attempting to walk over this mess and walk down the basement steps. We're in my near entryway here. So excuse me if I'm being a little bit jiggly with the camera, I just can't help it. Alright, there's a lot of carpeting there, there's a lot of wood debris. A lot of my personal papers, some of what's left of my son's track, totally shot now. Now I'm looking out from inside the back entryway now. I'm going to be walking down the steps now, so it'll be a little bit jiggly again for a minute. Here's the cabinet that me and my son had a lot of clothing in. I might need to turn the light on shortly here, it's getting darker. I just dismantled our pool table. I'm at the bottom of the steps now, shooting towards the north. I'm going to try and adjust the focus here a little bit better. As you can see, compared to the last film, I've done a whole lot. I've got most of the carpeting up. I'm going to try and get a light on here so we can see this a little bit better. There, that should be a lot better. All right. The walls, not the walls, I should say, the ceiling down here were like this before the flood. Hanging down, patched up, and you can see all the patch marks and all the holes in the ceiling. Don't let Carter tell you any different. I put this new wall up myself here. Parts and labor done by me. Here's a couple of our file cabinets. Carter had a lot of junk down here himself, which he's probably forgotten, will deny. He had an old chest of drawers full of junk. He had this bench down here. He just had junk all over the place down here. Scraps of wood, just plain old junk, you name it. Junky old stuff in there, and as you know, the furnace was junk the day that I moved in here. We had a pretty nasty gas leak all winter. Our gas and light bill was completely ridiculous. Like I said on earlier tapes, the hot water heater was stuck on high, electric hot water heater. Can you imagine what that cost you a month to run that? Plus my son and I burnt our fingers on the water several times because it was so extremely hot. Here's my son's racetrack, or I should say what's left of it. This bench now is Carter's. I am not taking that out of here. And here's the hot water heater, which was extremely dangerous and faulty from the first day I moved in here. In fact, Carter told me about it. Told me if I didn't like it, I could install another one that he had, or call Quad County. That was a real good, he was pretty free with using them words, call Quad County. Look at the makeshift job on water pipes and stuff going to the hot water heater. There's not even a cover on the bottom of the water heater there. It's just a mess. So we had a faulty hot water heater, very dangerous. A faulty furnace, which was very dangerous. I had to keep a window open down here all winter. I'll show you the window because of the awful gas leak. I had NSP come down here. They wanted to shut it off. I got a hold of Carter. He told me, Dale, you'll have to handle that yourself. Why don't you call Quad County? The fuse box and the wiring down here is a complete disaster. he hid most of the wires when it was getting inspected by housing here not quite a year ago yet. There was bare wire sticking out all over, and I asked him what he was going to do with that before I moved in. Oh, he said, I'll get to it. But for now, you know, he hid them. This fuse box here, the fuses would get so hot they would sizzle. I would blow fuses 1 or 2 every day. This box here that I'm opening, you couldn't even touch the fuses, they were so hot. And you could just hear them sizzling, like sausage frying in hot grease. There's bare wires up there. Looks like he tried to put a piece of tape around one of them. And he says my home is dangerous the way it is now. Well, I disagree. It's safer the way it is now without the hot water heater, furnace, and the wiring. Much safer. It's a shame I couldn't tell anybody about what he had done here. My health just wouldn't permit me to have to move again. It damn near killed me moving into here. And here I am, cleaning out this mess. Carter or somebody that he knows, or he could have hired somebody, should have been down here long ago. It should not be my job. Look at this up here. Bare wires. The whole basement was like this. He's got wires hid up underneath the rafters, almost every place you look. This is what's left of my son's room. He sure had a great time down here. Here's his hide-a-bed. His pretty brass lamp that he likes so much. This is some of his toys. It sickens me just to look at it. I feel so sorry for him. He doesn't say too much, but I know he misses his stuff immensely. His pool table and his racetrack, I know he misses that so much. Oops. The Mickey Mouse wiring is, well, I guess I don't need to even say anything. Look for yourself what's in front of you. Alright, let's go back out into where we had our pool table. This was just like this all the months I lived here. Except for the muddy color on it now. It was dangling down exactly like that. Here's some more of his wires tucked up underneath. I'm sure they were hot. Oh, I know they were. No matter where you look, you can see what he's did here with the wiring. Both of these light fixtures I put down here, they look real nice, one on each side of the pool table. Isn't this nice? Why didn't housing assistance people, when they inspected it, say anything about this? Some of this was in plain sight. We didn't have time to hide all of the wiring down here. My fibromyalgia is killing me today from all this work. I'm not even supposed to be near any kind of contamination like this because of my weakened immune system and the cancer. That's my grinder and my vise over there. Should say what's left of them. I'll take a look at this mess here with you. This was just like this when I moved in. We've done nothing. It's been hot there a little bit. I also had to repair the plumbing every time it would spring a leak. A week and a half or 2 weeks ago I had to install a new kit into the toilet. Carla was in some other state. I had no phone number, no address, nothing. Now let's get a close look at this hot water heater. I told NSP about this. That's exactly how it was except for the rest. Like I say, you were stuck on high from the first day that we moved in here. The water was scalding hot. It would burn you. You had to be extremely careful. Sometimes we just forget and we'd get burnt fingers. And I would bring it up to Carter's attention and call Quad County, Dale. Fix it yourself. There's a gas hot water heater outside there. I repaired a lot. The Mickey Mouse job of plumbing here is just completely ridiculous. I'd say about once a month I'd have to come down here with some flux and a torch. sewer, and here's the hose which goes outside. There's wires in there, bare metal on bare metal. This is the old set of steps from many years ago. They're blocked off. And they go to my son James's bedroom. He tells me that the floors are wet in there. I haven't checked yet, but I will later tonight. Quite a wiring nightmare. I couldn't get out of the new lease with housing. It was kind of a catch-22 thing. I couldn't really tell them too much, or I'd wind up losing the house that I did have. I did have fire extinguishers in almost every room. I checked daily for any hot wires, anything burning, anything smelling, and told Carter about it many, many times. These cracks in the wall were here before. I'm sure Carter will say that they weren't. Well, they were. Isn't this a nice plug-in switch here? Housing approved this, they looked right at it. This here wasn't tucked under. This was just like it was the day I moved in. Part of the other area, like I said earlier in the film here, there was, he was doing some tucking under of the wires right before they came here. This part wasn't touched, and they did look right at it. The only thing they told him after inspecting it, they told him to put this here pipe on, which he did the same day, and they came back later that day to see if it was on. This pipe right there, you can see the home economy sticker right on it. Well, I want to get this thing done once and for all. If it takes me all night to get all of this out of here, I'm going to do it. I can't have this bothering me and on my mind constantly. I have to get on with my life. I'll get back to you later. Bye. Hi, it's me again. It's June 1st, 1997. I'm in my home at 812 South 10th Street. It's approximately 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just filming for the records. My home is much as I can each day. I'm in the kitchen right now. As you can see, we've done a lot of packing here, but it's very, very clean. You need smell-o-vision on this camcorder. You can smell how disinfected that it is. Boxes here and there, and fire extinguisher. And then here is the front room.
Alright. Just one.
It's a very hot, humid day today.
That's good. You do it again. Getting pretty good, son. Go ahead, 15 minutes. Hey. Get good enough you can do anything you want to, Michael. That's real fast. Oh, real fast. First class education, man.
I think I should have the light on a little bit here. Bear with me while I find the light switch. Mom and Dad. And here's my grandparents on my mother's side. Little jiggler, I can't help it. This is my boy, James Boy. Hey, buddy. Is that name? Hey, buddy boy. No talk.
Everybody get up, it's time to stand now. Welcome to the space jam. In the dance, in the dance, got the space jam. Wave your hands in the air if you feel fine. We're gonna take it until overtime. Welcome to the space jam. In the dance, in the dance, got the space jam. Come on, do it right, yeah, you wanna who? Don't shoot, baby, shoot. Oh, if I know who.
As you can see, the floors are very, very clean. I vacuum at least once, if not twice a day. There's a picture I took, I believe it was in 1970 or 71. Demers Avenue as it was then. I spent a lot of time in these places when I was growing up. Me and my dad. And there's a picture of me, I think I was about 21 years old. That's enough for me too, right? I've got sweat running in my eyes. And this is my son's room. It's a little messy now because of packing and everything. But he's a good kid. He keeps his bedroom pretty clean. There's my buddy. Happy day for him there. It's my cousin's car right there. That was in Mayville a year or two ago. There's our Ford Fairlane. Can't get all of it. Maybe here we can. All right. Here's James's bed. It was mine when I was a kid. His guitar. And as you can see, he's got a lot of clothing. His TV and VCR and Nintendo are out of here, packed away, ready to go. Every room in the house here I've had to caulk several times because of the cracks that would appear every other day or every day almost. And around the perimeters and around the edges of the carpet on the floor. The cold air just blew in here. Carter put the carpeting down and everything and never caulked, never did anything. James was saying that underneath his bed it's wet from the flood. I'll have to check it. And straight ahead, well, to the left here first, is our bathroom. A couple of weeks ago, yes, James? A couple of weeks ago, the toilet started leaking and not working. I had to take it apart and I got a toilet of my own, a new one. I took the insides out of it and put it in this toilet here. Here's what I took apart. Took out of it, I should say. This is Carter's, which he will get back unless he wants to buy mine. I'd prefer having mine back. And here's the toilet that I took it out with. That's not urine in there now, people. That's Lysol deodorizing right there. All right. I believe you there, Bill. And I'll show you where this room was leaking, right there below the mirror. It leaked right there all winter long. You can see it right there. And it goes all the way up to the ceiling. And I'll show you how it's been cracking in here. I'll try to zoom in right there. Every room does this. Some places, many cracks like that around it. It was a very sloppy job, whoever put the wallboard up in here. I'll try to zoom in and you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. They slopped some kind of putty on the wallboard here with a putty knife and didn't sand it down. Then painted right over it. I don't know if I can get it. There. That's what all the walls look like. I'm in the bathroom, facing the north. It was such a hurry-up, quick job what he did here. Another thing, we have to have two shower curtains hooked together when you take a shower or a bath because the way he put this tub in. Right there he's got some kind of epoxy or hardener. The water has no place to go except for run right down there where he put that. I'm going to get the wall here too where you can see there's been leakage. Right there, you see that yellow line? Right there, I'll zoom in even better. Right there. In the hallway now, and I'll show you where I filled in a lot of the big wide cracks and right there. Real hard through all these openings and cracks. The whole house is like that. I spent a lot of money on caulking. A lot of the caulking you can't see right now because it's clear colored caulking. Silicone. It goes around $5.50 a tube. I'm now entering my bedroom and I'll zoom in on some more of the filling that I did. Right there, there's in between the sheets of wallboard, he hadn't caulked anything. And it took almost a tube to do almost every one of these. And around the ceiling, all the way around, I had to caulk. He refused to. He had the attitude, if I didn't like it, fix it or call Quad County. It wasn't him who had to pay these outrageous gas and light bills like I had to all winter long. Excuse the mess, we're packing in here, and normally it looks real nice in here. I just can't help it. It's not dirty. It's just that we've got clothes piled all up, packing them. I want my money back for all the work and all the money I spent on this house because I couldn't get a hold of him. He left no phone number or address for me. His brother, nobody would really tell me where he was at. And the front room was just like the rest of the house. It cracked and cracked and cracked, and I had to keep filling and filling and filling. There's a chandelier that I bought and installed. the light he had there shorted out and quit working. It was a dangerous situation. So that's mine. And once again, all the way around the house, I'll show you where I had to fill. The caulking here now is changed to kind of a yellow. This is in the front room. I installed this wallpaper here also, and in the kitchen there I put a border up on the ceiling. Because it looked like hell up there. There was big globs of putty all the way around where they didn't finish their work when they put the wallboard in. And here's a hole up here. This leaked a lot of cold air. I caulked that all the way around. But first I stuck my head up there. Carter told me it was full of insulation. And it should be warm. Well, that was not telling us the truth. Building up there was a bunch of burnt wood. The whole attic had been on fire at one time. And I was not told that. Alright, I'm going to go down the basement now. From the kitchen to the rear entry room. And then down the steps. I've worked many days down here until I could hardly work at all. Complete exhaustion. I really shouldn't be doing any kind of work like this. It's been real hard on me. But he thinks he's got me where he wants to. Either it gets to me where it's fit to live here for the temporary time, or we can't be here at all, and he knows it. He has refused to do anything over here. As you can see, compared to that earlier film, I've came a long, long ways. The hydro bed there is almost ready to be took out. I've knocked all the sheetrock out of here. That's his table there. I spent 24 to 30 hours straight cleaning this mess up and removing all the scum and water. Not water, I did have quite a while ago. All the sheetrock, all the carpeting, all the junk that he left in here. And I put on used several gallons of 100% bleach down here. His bench. I don't dare really get rid of it. He'll say that I owe him for that, even though it's trash. It's the way Carter operates. As you can see, I've done a huge amount of work. Like I said, it's June 1, 97 now. About 4:30 in the afternoon. That little bit there I've got to scoop up.